Hello guys, my name is Enix, I'm your host and welcome to another video. So today I will be showing you 7 minutes of Watch Dogs 2 gameplay, exclusive gameplay, plus everything we know so far. So if you really like this video, leave it a thumbs up down below. If you don't like it, dislike it, because it helps a lot. And yeah, Chris Brett and Todd Phillips, take it away.
Watch Dogs 2 is the sequel that's been in development since Watch Dogs 1 a couple of years ago. It moves on the action to San Francisco. It's got a fresh city, fresh main character, new abilities, and I think something of a lighter tone, which is good because Watch Dogs 1, though the mechanics were kind of fun, the story was pretty boring and stuffy.
So should we start off with the new main character?
Yes.
What do you know about him?
So his name's Marcus Holloway. He's not actually from San Francisco itself. He's from a city called Oakland, which is across the bay. Actually, to look this up, because although in the video that you've just watched, that's available now to see, it mentions this, it doesn't really detail that too much. It mentions that he's kind of anti the law because he's been profiled in a certain way.
Okay.
And that's obviously referencing the point that he's not white, which is interesting. He's a protagonist which has come from a low economic background, and is now in San Francisco and kind of skirting around the law, but feels like he's able to do that because the law basically doesn't respect him.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Sounds like Ubisoft has something to say about America there.
Hopefully it does say something,
But
because in the
interesting,
stream...
as you put it out in the stream, they
kind of
skirt around the issue.
Yeah.
They never talk about race or...
Yeah, I would love to see that brought up and addressed in an intelligent way in the game.
We just know that he's pissed off and he feels he's been profiled in the past.
Yeah. Also, he's a really cool looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got shades. He's got a baseball cap. He's got the same little scarf that Aiden had. Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs 1. And he can do parkour.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like all of those things are cool.
Do you want to talk about some of the new things he can do? Because he's got some gadgets.
All right, I'm into gadgets.
Okay. He's got a quadcopter.
Nice.
In the trailer, you see a quadcopter going in and picking up like a server from a server farm and airlifting it away from the building.
Is that how hacking works?
Like Ocean's 11 style? Yeah, there's none of this doing it through the internet.
I thought you did it on your phone.
This is old school physical hacking. They've actually like got it out of the building.
Right, okay.
Which is a bit ridiculous. He's also got this little remote control thing. There was a remote control car in Watch Dogs 1, but this one is upgraded. It can jump.
Excellent.
And it also has a little arm that comes out, like R2-D2 or
BB-8.
BB-8 for the younger people in the room.
You're gesturing towards me now.
It can poke out a little arm and press buttons, like if you go in a lift, you can go press the buttons on the lift.
I like this almost step backwards in terms of like how hacking
Old
works.
school
it's
hacking.
physical now, you know. You have to touch things, you have to lift things up.
Well,
and you need the gadgets to do it.
Talking about physical, Marcus has an interesting melee weapon, which we were just talking about in the office. It's a billiard ball,
right?
And
in a sock.
Well, it's on a string, but when I was researching it online just now, it is in the UK anyway much more normal to see it in a sock, and you just whirl it around your head and smack it in people's heads, and down they go. The footage from the game shows it's pretty effective. So
this is really weird. I'm just completely confused by this sidestep towards like cars that have to have arms to press buttons, lifting servers up and hitting people with billiard balls. None of that sounds like futuristic hacking to me.
No, well, I think it's about giving the player some more options. So you can go through the game and take a completely non-lethal approach.
Right, okay, that's new.
You have a new taser gun. Instead of a pistol, you can just render people unconscious. You can also go through the game and not use either of those and just use hacking abilities to take people out. So you don't really need to shoot people, but if you do, there's the option to go in there and just spray the place with bullets, because if that's what you want to do, then that's going to let you do that.
Okay, that sounds cool. I think people will like the trace there at least.
Yeah, so other new hacking things, you can hack cars. You can hack any car in the game, and you can do this while sort of walking around. You can get them to drive into other cars. Obviously, if you're being pursued, you can hack cars to drive into them, cause big pile-ups. You can hack every NPC in the game. You can hack all of their phones and do various things.
Do they still have little details about them to look at when you walk past?
Yes, yes.
Likes, interesting porn.
All of that stuff is back. It's very much the same sort of Watch Dogs world. It's got the same sort of big evil corporations looking into your data. It's got the same sort of underground hackers.
But
the
new
same
setting
group.
and new character and some new toys.
Yeah.
Does it look better than the last game? Did you get from what you've seen?
They didn't make a big deal of the graphics,
Okay.
and I think that's probably a conscious thing because of all the hoo-ha that happened last time around.
Sure. Yeah.
But it looked very nice.
Yeah.
The version of the game that is shown in the video is probably the PC version. It looks, some of the water effects especially are brilliant. Yeah, it looks great.
Final point, maybe. Like, well, what's the story looking like? Do you get any impression how it links to the last game? Is Aiden still involved?
We know pretty much nothing about the story,
Okay.
and apart from what we know just about the character's background, we know very little about what's going to happen in the game. There are issues such as the availability of weaponry because of 3D printing, gangs, corporations snooping on data, but no real.
We don't know what the
facts.
thing is yet.
Yeah.
The bad thing.
I have optimism though that it's going to be a little less po-faced. It looks like than Watch Dogs 1. And then online as well is going to be a big thing.
So last time it had a sort of invasion kind of style thing, almost like the Souls games. Except the cool thing that it introduced was that when someone invaded your world, it wasn't immediately obvious who they were, and you had to kind of look at the characters around you and how they were moving.
Yeah, they didn't talk about any of the modes. That was a really popular one, so I'd imagine they'd bring that back.
Yep.
I think the online sections of stuff that are going to be revealed as the release date comes a bit closer. It's out in November. But you are going to be able to just walk up to other people around in the world and wave at them and join up into a, I want to say fire team.
Co-op kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's new.
Yeah, and there was also some interesting mention of end game content. So exactly what that will entail,
Right.
who knows?
Interesting. Yeah, well, it sounds promising. Like San Francisco, I think, is a good setting for a Watch Dogs game. You know,
Yes,
it's
a big tech hub, isn't it?
a huge tech hub, and it sounds like they're doing something perhaps a little bit more interesting with the character's background. I guess now we just wait till the Ubisoft press conference for a little bit more on this, do you reckon?
Yeah, there'll be more on that, and we'll get hands-on impressions at E3, which is next week.
Exciting. All right, cool. Well, we'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.